Hello, everybody. Welcome to In-Depth Conversations. Thank you for coming back. If you're new, thank you for tuning in. What I wanted to talk about today, since the election is looming and the election is actually here, is how do Black voters hold their local representatives and politicians accountable? And I wanted to talk about this because I hear this a lot going around with just everybody, political commentators, people who just vote in general. How you, as a person who votes, you have to hold your elected officials accountable. And I always wondered, how do you do that when it seems like Black people have not been doing that? And this is not to blame Black people. It just is to say that that has not been happening. And how can it, when I introduce some of these things to you? So I read this article and it just gave me a little list of how to hold your local representatives accountable, or politicians. And this is what it said. It said number one was to follow the current actions to see if they follow up with promises. Number two said, are they participating in performative activism? Let them know it will not be tolerated. And number three is to contact politicians on a regular basis. Now I can already see how these things don't work and really don't make any sense. If they're participating in performative activism, which happens a lot with every politician, and every politician actually gets away with it, how do you let them know it won't be tolerated, to say this won't be tolerated? A lot of these politicians get voted back in, and we keep having the same problem that we're seeing now. Black people are in a very unique position when you think about it. Black people vote, and Democrat and get nothing in return. So that's why I'm trying to understand. I just want to read this quickly. It came from an article. It says, more importantly, political operators are hoping your familiarity with respective candidate will drive you to the polls with the belief their efforts will translate to a vote for them at the ballot box. And they think it's an effective tool. This is what politicians think of Black people. Another side that says one go-to approach to reach to the Black community has been a tactic of political candidates using certain gimmicks to solicit votes. So the cookouts, BBQ cookout, sound familiar? Like Kamala. Many of them visit a church here, walk the block and knock on doors over there, kiss babies, shake hands to give the Black community stuff. However, when developing key solid policies that will help the Black community, many of the candidates disappear. And never to be heard again until the next election cycle rolls around. So there has been a steady, constant problem with Black people in terms of Black people will come together to advocate for a politician. Let's use Barack Obama. They'll come together. He got most of the Black vote. They rallied hardcore with hopes that we would actually get something in return, which is fair. If I vote for you, I should get something in return. And when you think about it, he really did nothing for the Black community. He did philanthropy, not public policy. My brother's keeper is not policy. We have to be real with ourselves. And I think, how do we curb this so it doesn't keep happening again? And when I say this, I only am trying to understand, how do we hold politicians in general together? How do we hold politicians accountable for what they say they're going to do for our community? And my honest answer that I've came up with is money. We have to really analyze what we have to offer as Black people. Let's analyze the real state of Black people. Collectively, we are broke. Collectively, as Black people, and collectively, we don't have any power. So we're broke and powerless, demanding that other groups do something for us. We have to offer up money to our politicians in order to sway and command them to do what they need to do, because they don't move without the money. That should be known. Recently, if you hear Ice Cube talking about his contract with Black America, he says that it's hard to get respect, especially when you don't have any money. So you have to have money. So he's trying to put, with his with his contract with Black America, Ice Cube's, he's trying to bring money to Black people's pockets, because that makes other people respect us a little bit more. We don't have the money to do anything. That's why we keep getting nothing. And if you have a different opinion, I would like to hear it, because Black people, our state in America is getting worse. We have to understand this and acknowledge this. Politicians are not living up to their promises. Black Lives Matter was a protest that included a lot of people. not politicians. This was started out of anger, of being oppressed. We need money to hold the politicians accountable, point blank, period. And like I said, please comment below because I don't understand anything else. We keep getting a lot of nothing because we don't have anything. We live in the ghettos. We don't have any money. We are not an educated group. We have to have money to hold these people accountable. And let me quickly say, I understand that when you mobilize as Black people and come together, you can vote. You can definitely vote out racist district attorneys and things like that. But I think we don't do that when it comes to the presidency, and we don't do that very much and very often. It's some instances here and there. So I understand we can do that, and that's how we hold politicians accountable. But it's a deeper layer of what I'm talking about, where we need to fund these politicians so they can do what we need them to do. Thank you for watching.